Montana is receiving unemployment insurance. We'll see some extra cash in their wallets. Details on the new Lost Wages Assistance Program.
Plus, a little slice of normalcy. AMC theaters are open once again. A live report from ours straight ahead.
And later, more from Fort Benton's new hemp fiber processing plant and how it will help the local economy.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening. Tonight we're learning a body has been recovered from the Missouri River in Great Falls. Thanks for making KRTV a part of your night. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Hallie Schwinnard. As of right now, there is no word on the identity of that person. We don't know if it's a male or female. We don't know how long the body has been there. Still, a lot of unanswered questions. If you recall, a man who reportedly jumped from the Warden Bridge along 10th Avenue South on Monday. Following an extensive search, nothing was found and a missing person report was never filed. Again, this is all coming to us in the last couple of hours. As soon as we know more, we'll be sure to get you updated. Well, Montana has begun issuing new unemployment benefits made possible through an executive order by President Trump. Today, Governor Steve Bullock announced Montana is receiving unemployment insurance. Montanans receiving unemployment insurance will get an extra $400 a week from the Lost Wages Assistance Program. Montana, one of a handful of states to request the benefits from the federal government, and the program issued $31 million this week. Bullock says the state took advantage of the program because many Montanans can't afford to wait until Congress comes up with an alternative solution.
We didn't wait to act because we know that these are greatly needed benefits that put money in the pockets of Montanans and ensure that they can continue taking care of their families during this difficult time.
Governor Bullock also addressed the new school year and frustrations that many families are experiencing. The state left the control of sporting events and attendance in the hands of local governments. Bullock urges Montanans to work constructively and respectfully with their local public health and school officials as the school year progresses. Montana State University opened a new COVID testing site for MSU students. The new site is located near the football stadium. It's available to symptomatic students without an appointment or referral. The testing is free, and it's in addition to testing already available to students through the university's health partners on campus. With the additional testing, officials at MSU say they're being realistic about the results. If they happen to get a large number of positive results, they are ready to make whatever changes will be necessary.
Since the beginning of the pandemic is ask our faculty members to plan into their courses for this fall the flexibility to adapt. We have to consider a lot of other factors too. So there's no threshold number. There's no one point at which we can say this is going to happen.
Funding for the additional testing was made possible through the CARES Act.
We've spent the pandemic entertaining yourselves with indoor hobbies and outdoor activities, but now you will get to combine the two with an indoor recreation activity that you have to leave the house for. The movies. Our own Lindsay Hyatt comes to us live from AMC Theater in Great Falls for their grand reopening. Lindsay?
That's right, guys. Well, for the first time in months, the movies are back in action. And the movies on the big screen aren't the only thing new in theaters. AMC has spent the past 5 months getting together a safe and clean program to make sure their patrons not only enjoy the movie experience, but are safe while doing so. So it might look a little bit different when you re-enter the theater. People are slowly trickling in behind me and getting a taste of this new movie-going experience. So part of that includes foregoing refills, sanitizing more often. There is some good news though. So for those of you who don't like the long lines at the concession stand and the packed movie theaters, those are going to be a thing of the past for a little bit because there's going to be a simpler concession menu to prevent those long lines from forming and to encourage social distancing. And then to maintain social distancing in the theaters, theaters are going to be kept at 40% capacity or below. So a lot of changes ahead, some that are going to be new and exciting, and you can get a full explanation of all those changes on our website. For more information, head there to KRTV.com. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. The skies, well, they're clear, and we're seeing less smoke in our region. Here's Elizabeth Copeland with a first look at our forecast.
Well, earlier this morning, we saw a few light showers move through the capital city. Now the showers have moved out, leaving us with some clouds here and there, but there are some peaks of blue sky and sunshine out across parts of north central and northeast Montana as well. So we're seeing those temperatures start to warm up behind those showers. There are a few more stronger storms, especially across northeast corner of the state, where severe storms are now pushing through with very gusty wind and large hail. So make sure you keep that in mind if you have those afternoon plans. Stronger storms definitely a possibility across the High Line and northeast corner later on this evening as well. So temperatures held steady, well above average these last few days, but we're going to see a big temperature drop in our forecast come Sunday. So temperatures are going to hold steady right where they are the last 2 weeks, really through the end of the weekend and beginning of the weekend. But we're going to track some big changes on Saturday as wind moves in, and then some big temperature drops on Sunday coming up here in an extended forecast shortly.
A lot of Montana businesses are struggling to get by during the pandemic, but it's a different story for parts of Montana's farming industry. MTN's Zach Shermley was in Fort Benton for the big day in the small town's history.
An historic day in Fort Benton.
1, 2, 3.
Breaking ground on the very first scaled hemp fiber processing plant in the United States. The small farming community in Choteau County with around 1,500 residents gaining national fame.
Stuff like this just is come along for rural Montana. It's a big deal for Fort Benton.
Mayor Rick Morris was joined by John Tester, Montana's Democratic senator.
And I, like most people you probably talk to, yeah, sure, Rick, I'll believe it when I see it.
As well as employees from the industrial hemp company, Indy Hemp.
There's a lot of these small towns that they look like they're dying.
The company already providing dozens of new employment opportunities in Fort Benton.
There's opportunity to employ people, and from a Choteau County standpoint, from a Fort Benton standpoint, a lot of people, which is really, really good news.
Over the next several years, Indy Hemp hopes to center its industrial hemp processing in the Fort Benton area, eventually developing a second facility. Together, the facilities will support over 30,000 acres of production in the Golden Triangle.
This is the birthplace of Montana. This could well be the birthplace of hemp processing, which is really good for all of Montana, and it's good for the country.
The groundbreaking was made possible by the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, which legalized the regulated production of hemp in the United States. Hemp is part of the plant family Cannabis sativa, and it's related to marijuana.
You got the seeds here.
But it's legal because it has much lower levels of THC. So here's what all the fuss is about. A hemp plant plucked right from the ground out here in Fort Benton. I'm outside the Indy facility here. The plant is entirely versatile. You can use the stem for things like fiber and even 3D printing. You can use the seeds for a superfood in your smoothies, and all of it could be key to revitalizing the Golden Triangle's economy and bringing jobs back in the years to come.
Something that hasn't existed in this country before, now existing right here in Fort Benton, is a very, very good sign.
In Fort Benton, Zach Shermley, MTN News.
For the full interview with John Tester and to find out why Canada is ahead of the U.S. in hemp production, you can visit us online.
Democratic gubernatorial candidate Mike Cooney unveiled his plan to boost public education in Montana. Cooney is calling for increased state spending on public schools, preschool, and state colleges. Cooney says Montana's system of public schools deserves more support during the coronavirus pandemic to ensure it has enough funds to carry out its education duties while keeping students and staff safe. And his plan would freeze college tuition, increase state payments that can help increase teacher pay, and expand career and technical education. He also wants to adopt a borrower bill of rights to protect against predatory student loan practices. Cooney was joined at his news conference by Democratic State Superintendent of Schools candidate Melissa Romano and Montana Federation of Public Employees President Amanda Curtis. They say it's important to elect Cooney, who will be a champion of public education.
My wife and I sent our 3 kids to public schools in Montana. My son is a teacher in the public school system. And I know how important it is that our public education system is here in Montana because I've lived it.
Cooney is running against Republican Greg Gianforte in the governor's race and Libertarian Lyman Bishop.
Coming up, it's National Be Kind to Humankind Week. After the break, how one local company is giving back.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. A local taxi company is teaming up with a local nonprofit to help provide childcare for young children in honor of National Be Kind to Humankind Week. Blacked Out 406 Taxi in Great Falls is donating money to Toby's House. Toby's House is a crisis nursery offering emergency childcare for kids 6 and under. Each time someone books a ride with the taxi company this week using the company's in-app promo code to save $2, the company will donate $2 to Toby's House.
When we get those businesses like 406 Taxi, when they call and they're like, hey, we really want to help you guys out, it warms our heart so much to know that the Great Falls community is coming together.
With everything that's going on in COVID-19 world, that, you know, mask, no mask, and just it seems like there's a lot of walking on eggshells, so it seemed like a good time to reach out and show that people need to be kind to each other.
Toby's House plans to use the money for food for the kids, salaries, and utilities.
It may be short sleeve season now, but give it a few weeks and we all know we could be bundling up. Kelly's Closet has your kids covered for the cold months ahead. The newly established nonprofit has been collecting coats for months in an effort to distribute them before our warm weather turns to winter. This morning, parents rifled through heaps of outerwear until they found the perfect coats for their kids. Kelly's Closet director says they wanted to hold their coat drive early as the community's need is often greater during the colder months.
Things pick up quite a bit in the winter months with the clothing, coats, shoes, things like that. Knowing that the kids will have coats to wear and be nice and warm when we do get the cold weather. You know.
If you missed today's coat drive but would still like to pick one up, you can reach out to Kelly's Closet on their Facebook page for more information.
Stronger storms moving through the northeast part of the state tonight. We'll track where those are headed coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
Hey there, welcome back on this Thursday evening. Thanks again for letting me fill in for North Central and Northeast Montana, where we've got a mix of sunshine and some stormy weather. Showers move through really the capital city and across Lewistown just a few minutes ago. Now those stronger storms pushing across the northeast corner. A few rumbles of thunder still across the southwest corner of the state, but our activity is concentrated just east of Lewistown and then up through the northeast corner where some stronger storms are developing really along this line all the way from Jordan to Glasgow over to Opheim as well. So we're going to see those stronger storms push out of the northeast corner here shortly, but you're probably going to feel some brief gusty wind, probably seeing a lot of lightning out of this, and a little hail as well is definitely a possibility with those stronger storms. Now we're also seeing very gusty conditions, especially when we're looking at the high line and northeast corner. Anywhere between 20, 25, even 30-mile-per-hour gusts are definitely possible this afternoon and evening as those windy conditions continue shifting off to the north and east. Now we mix that wind in with drier air, and that is prompting fire concerns through midnight, which is when this red flag warning does expire. So those places under the red flag warning include Jordan, Glasgow, Opheim, Malta, where those stronger storms just moved through. Now drier air is settling in, and you get that wind all combining to make for some dangerous fire hazards later on this evening. So dry skies do fill in right after those storms push off to the northeast, just about an hour or so from now. Clear skies expected through the overnight hours as you wake up tomorrow morning, peeking out, seeing a little haze on the high line, but going to see a lot more of the blue sky as well. And no storms are expected in our forecast as we head to the end of the week. So Friday night plans are looking clear and warm once again. But we do have some changes moving in, and that's going to come a little later on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, this low pressure system starts dropping out of Canada. We're going to see this high pressure gradient between this low pressure and high pressure off the coast, which means gusty conditions start picking up already on Saturday. So very choppy conditions out there if you are planning to go on the lake on Saturday afternoon. Sunday is also going to be breezy, but that's going to be when the much colder air starts to settle in from the north and west. So that northwest air flowing in across all of Montana. Temperatures take a good 15, even some areas 20-degree drop especially as we head into Sunday afternoon. So big changes in the forecast. Gusty winds also pick right back up this weekend as that front moves through. About 25-30 mile per hour gusts. So again, a choppy afternoon on Saturday out there across the lakes. And then when the rain moves in is going to be Sunday when that moisture also moves in. So Friday and Saturday looking warm and dry. Start to the weekend is going to be pleasant. Definitely going to be able to get outdoors and enjoy the sunshine and warmer weather. A little breezy on Saturday. Sunday, that big temperature drop occurs. That's when the rain also moves in and the breeze is still going to be sticking around. So noticeable change from Saturday to Sunday. Then we're going to hold steady on Monday even in those low 60s with a few isolated showers around. Then we start rebounding very slowly back up to the mid 70s on Thursday. For the capital city, a few storms earlier this afternoon move out. Clear skies tonight. Temperatures going to be down to the upper 40s, low 50s. 84 tomorrow and then 86 Saturday. So actually above average for the first couple of days of the weekend. And then on Sunday, 92, or excuse me, that's supposed to be 62. So typed in that wrong. So not that hot, but 62 degrees, a few showers in the forecast, staying in the 60s on Monday as well. And then the low 80s by next Thursday.
Well, astronomers found a galaxy that is truly far, far away. It looks like it's straight out of Star Wars. The galaxy was discovered several years ago and is 500 million light years away. The shape of the TIE fighter from Star Wars comes from spinning jets of energy combined with dust and gas. Astronomers say the massive black hole at the center of the galaxy is 1 billion times larger than the sun. Football games in Montana's smaller classifications kick off Friday night. We'll preview one of those matchups when we come back.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Well, football games in Montana's smaller classes kick off tomorrow night.
Tom Wiley caught up with a six-man power who explained what this season means for the athletes and their community.
Denton Geyser Stanford coach Matt Newman is happy to have his team back on the football field.
This is one of the harder working classes I've had as far as getting in the weight room over the summer. So it's nice to see them out here and seeing their hard work pay off, and I sure hope we get to some games and have a full season so we can really see the results of that.
The Bearcats have a solid squad that should compete for a six-man Central Division title, but more importantly to Newman, moving forward with the fall sports season helps them stay on the right path.
Sports and school is direction for these kids, and kids are going to find something to do. And I think it's so important that we keep these seasons going and school going so these kids do have direction. And
look no further than all-conference senior lineman Xander Hausman, who was devastated by the loss of a spring season and struggled with remote learning. But being back on the field with his teammates gives him a renewed outlook.
It's my life. I mean, there's no way I'm going to be able to pass college without football or a scholarship. I mean, Dad went to prison most of my life, and single mom with 4 kids doesn't make it any easier, so it's my way of coping with the things I have to go through.
With much of the sports world focusing on shortened seasons, canceled games, and COVID precautions, Newman prefers to look at the positives of playing football in small communities. He thinks it's possible to remain safe and enjoy the season at the same time.
We're doing our best to follow the rules, and I hope people see that and the kids can reap the rewards from that.
Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
The Bearcats open the season Saturday at Roy Winifred. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
In the mid to upper 80s, so actually above average on Friday and Saturday. Then we're going to take a big drop to the 60s on Sunday with rain and breeze in the forecast on Sunday afternoon. So enjoy the first couple of days of the weekend. Again, breezy on Saturday. Sunday in the capital city, 62, not 92 there. So a big drop in temperatures, about 10 to 15 degree drop. A few isolated showers possible on Monday. We're back into the 80s by next Thursday.
All right, this is pretty interesting. Millions of little robots could someday move within the body to help battle disease or help repair injuries. Researchers say the little robots could be injected into the body and controlled by laser technology.
They now want to create sophisticated circuitry to allow the robots to move according to changes within the body. The robots already can survive extreme temperature changes and highly acidic conditions, such as in the gut.
So what happens if somebody hacks into your little robot that's in you?
I don't know.
It could be possible.
Could be. Yeah, this sounds like a science fiction movie in the making. That's all the time we have. See you back here tonight at 10.